Ashtavakra Gita, Chapter 6, The Self-Supreme. There's nothing to dissolve. 5 chapters have passed. The student has become the master. The seeker has found what was never lost. But in the highest truth, even this distinction dissolves. There is no student, no master, no seeker, no found. Only the self, shining, being, alone. Ashtavakra approaches slowly. For the first time, he seems hesitant, not from doubt, but from reverence. He is about to hear his own teaching reflected back by one who has lived it.
King Janaka, I have taught you much. I have tested you. I have challenged you. You have answered from direct experience.
And now, Gurudev?
And now, I would hear you, not as student repeating teacher's words, but as self speaking of itself. In the previous chapter, I spoke of dissolution, laya, the systematic dissolving of all that seems separate.
And I listened, and I understood. But Gurudev?
Yes.
What is there to dissolve? If the self is one without a second, if consciousness is all that is, then what dissolves into what? Who dissolves into whom?
Speak, King. Speak from that place. Let the self describe itself.
Janaka looks up at the sky, infinite, blue, empty, full. A single bird flies across, then disappears. The sky remains.
Gurudev, you spoke of dissolution, but from where I sit, from what I am, there is only this. Infinite as space am I, and the world like a limited jar. This is true knowledge. There is nothing then to be renounced, nor to be accepted, nor to be destroyed.
Space and jar. Explain this to me as if I were hearing it for the first time.
Janaka picks up a clay water pot nearby.
Look at this pot. It has an inside and an outside. The space inside seems separate from the space outside, limited, conditioned, bound by clay walls.
Janaka holds the pot, then slowly turns it upside down. The inside space pours out, but does it?
But when I break the pot, when the clay walls are gone, where is the inside space? Does it go somewhere? Does it merge with outside space? Was it ever separate?
It was never separate. The pot only appeared to divide space.
This is me. This is the self, infinite as space, always, already, everywhere. The world, this body, this mind, this universe, is like the pot. It appears to limit me, to contain me, to define me. But when examined, when seen truly, the limitation was never real.
The pot, intact, but now seen differently, as just a shape in space, not a container of space.
So you ask me to dissolve, to renounce, to accept, or reject. How can I renounce what was never mine? How can I accept what was never other? How can I destroy what was never real?
Then there is nothing to be done.
Nothing and everything. The pot remains, but I am no longer fooled by it. The world continues, but I am no longer bound by it. The body lives and dies, but I am no longer identified with it.
The palace pond, gentle ripples. A fish jumps, creating circles that spread, then vanish.
Or consider this, Gurudev. I am like the ocean, and the universe is like a wave. This is true knowledge. There is nothing then to be renounced, nor to be accepted, nor to be destroyed.
The ocean doesn't try to calm its waves, does it?
Can you imagine the ocean saying, I must stop these waves? They disturb my peace. I must dissolve them back into myself.
The ocean would laugh at such a thought.
The ocean is the waves. The waves are the ocean. There's no separation, no conflict, no need for dissolution.
Ocean waves, powerful, endless, beautiful. Then the camera pulls back, showing the vastness. The waves become tiny gestures on an infinite surface.
Before realization, I thought I was a wave. A small, separate wave, struggling against other waves, afraid of dissolving. I prayed to the ocean. Please save me. Please merge me back into you.
And the ocean's response.
The ocean said, My child, you are never separate. You are me, playing as wave. There is no merging to be done, only recognition.
And now?
Now I am the ocean. Waves still rise. Thoughts, perceptions, experiences. But I don't try to stop them. I don't try to dissolve them. They are my own expression, my own play.
Janaka reaches into a pocket in his robe and pulls out a seashell, the same one from earlier chapters. It gleams in the sunlight.
Remember this, Gurudev? You taught me with this shell.
I taught you about silver and shell, about illusion and reality.
Now let me teach you, not new knowledge but the same knowledge, seen from the other side. I am like the seashell, and the illusion of the universe is like the silveriness. This is true knowledge. There is nothing then to be renounced, nor to be accepted, nor to be destroyed.
The shell doesn't try to remove the silveriness, does it?
How could it? The silveriness was never in the shell. It was only in the perceiver's mind. The shell just sat there, being shell, untouched by the illusion.
Two scenes. One of a person seeing silver in shell and grabbing. Another of the shell alone, peaceful, unchanged.
Before realization, I was the one seeing silver everywhere. I grabbed, I clutched, I possessed, always disappointed when the silver turned back to shell. After realization, I am the shell. The world's silveriness still appears. People still seek, still grasp, still suffer. But I am not affected. I just sit here, being what I am.
And you don't try to save them from their silver seeing?
Would the shell be helping if it shouted, "Stop, it's just a shell"? The silver seer must see for himself. My role is simply to be what I am, a shell at peace. Sometimes that peace itself awakens the seeing.
Janaka gestures around them, at the trees, the birds, the guard standing at a distance, Ashtavakra himself.
And finally, Gurudev, the simplest and most profound. I am indeed in all beings, and all beings are in me. This is true knowledge. There is nothing then to be renounced, nor to be accepted, nor to be destroyed.
In all beings, and all beings in me. This is the Upanishads. This is the essence.
It is, but it's not a concept to be believed. It's a reality to be seen.
Janaka looks at a bird on a branch. The bird looks back. In that moment, something passes between them. Not communication, but recognition.
Look at that bird, Gurudev. Where is it?
On that branch.
And where am I?
Here, under this tree.
And yet, I am in that bird. Not as Janaka, not as this body, but as consciousness. The same consciousness that animates me animates that bird. The same awareness that knows my thoughts, knows its bird thoughts.
And that bird is in you?
As an appearance in my awareness. Just as a dream bird appears in a dreamer's mind, this bird appears in the universal consciousness that I am.
The bird flies away. Janaka watches it go, then closes his eyes. When he opens them, he smiles.
The bird is gone from my sight, but is it gone from me? The bird was never in me as an object. It was me appearing as bird for a moment. Now it's me appearing as something else.
So nothing is lost.
Nothing is ever lost. Nothing is ever gained. Only the self, playing hide and seek with itself.
Long silence. The two masters sit without words. A gentle breeze moves the leaves.
Janaka, when I taught you the 4 dissolutions, I spoke from compassion for those still seeking. But you have seen beyond even that.
Beyond?
You have seen that there is nothing to dissolve, no ego to end, no world to renounce, no self to attain.
Dissolution implies something existed that needed dissolving, like a knot that needs untying. But what if the knot was never there? What if it was only a tangle in a dream rope?
Then the dreamer doesn't need to untie anything. He needs to wake up.
And in waking, the knot is not untied. It's simply seen through. It never was.
Dreamer struggling with a knot in a dream. Waking up. The knot was never real.
This is the highest truth. Not that the ego dissolves, but that it never existed. Not that the world ends, but that it never began.
No jiva is ever born. There does not exist any cause which can produce it. This is the highest truth, that nothing is ever born.
You quote the future sages who will come after us. You speak from the eternal truth that has no time.
Janaka suddenly laughs, not a polite laugh, but a deep, joyful, almost childlike laugh that seems to come from somewhere ancient.
What amuses you, King?
I was just thinking, Gurudev, all these years I sought liberation. I performed rituals. I studied scriptures. I meditated for hours. I served teachers. I gave in charity. All to achieve what?
What did you achieve?
Nothing. I achieved nothing. Because I was never bound. It was like a man searching for his own eyes. How can he find them? They are what does the finding.
Man looking everywhere for his spectacles, which are on his face.
The self is not found at the end of seeking. The self is what does the seeking, the seeker itself.
And the liberation you sought?
Liberation was the dream of a bound self that never existed. When the dream ends, there is no liberated one, only the self, which was never bound.
Then all your efforts were for nothing.
For nothing indeed, and that nothing is everything. That emptiness is fullness. That silence is all the Vedas.
The two sit in silence. The laughter fades naturally, like ripples settling. What remains is peace. Not the peace after noise, but the peace that was always there, underneath.
Janaka, there is nothing more to teach you, nothing more to say.
Then let us not say anything.
But for those who will read these words, for those still seeking, what would you tell them?
I would tell them, you are already what you seek. Not will be, not can be, already are. The seeking itself is the obstacle, not because seeking is wrong, but because it reinforces the sense of a seeker separate from the sought.
And practice, meditation, discipline.
For those who still feel separate, practice is the path, but the highest practice is to see that there is no practitioner. The highest meditation is to see that there is no meditator. The highest discipline is to rest as what you already are.
Narrator. The banyan tree, roots hanging, ancient and still. Under it, two figures in silence, complete, perfect. Narrator. The sun begins its slow descent. Long shadows stretch across the garden. The world is beautiful, ordinary, perfect. Narrator. Thus ends the 6th chapter of the Ashtavakra Gita. The Self-Supreme has been described not as something to attain, but as what already is, not as a goal to reach, but as the one who is already here, infinite as space, vast as ocean, pure as shell before silver was imagined.
Janaka. There is nothing to dissolve. There never was. The ego was a dream. The world was a dream. Bondage and liberation, both dreams. But the dreamer, the one in whom all dreams appear, that one is real. That one is me. That one is you.
Ashtavakra. And when the dreamer knows itself, the dreams lose their power. Not that they stop, but they are seen as what they always were, the self playing.
Narrator. The two figures, now just silhouettes against the setting sun. Two forms, one self. Two waves, one ocean. Two clouds, one sky. Narrator. Take a quiet moment and reflect. Right now, who is aware of these words? Who is aware of this moment? That awareness is your true nature. Narrator. If this teaching resonated with you, consider supporting the channel by liking this video and subscribing for more explorations into advaita, meditation, and inner awakening. And in the comments below, share what insight touched you the most. Your reflections help this wisdom reach more seekers around the world. Narrator. Thank you for watching. May peace, clarity and awareness guide your path. Until the next video. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. End of chapter 6.